What did he say?
Hey there, Julie. Yes, just got off the phone with Apple CEO Tim Cook and CFO Luca Maestri. As you all have been saying, a very strong quarter and most importantly, a very strong forecast. There had been some concern about supply constraints around the iPhone 10. Would that impact the holiday quarter, given that not everyone who wants an iPhone 10 will be able to get one? We're seeing wait times of up to 6 weeks. Tim Cook told me, never fear, that this forecast has a lot to do with how optimistic they are about the iPhone 10. Specifically, he said a key component of this forecast is the iPhone 10, both the direct orders and the channel partner orders, which are largely carriers. Those are very strong. He said the ramp is going well. We're doing more each week, and I'm pleased with how things are going, particularly considering that this is the most advanced iPhone ever. When I asked him about supply constraints, how grave are those supply constraints? Do they have to do with new technology like Face ID or the OLED screen? He said it really has to do with the fact that it's just the most advanced iPhone we've ever done, and we're just getting started, but I'm happy with how the ramp is going, and he said that they will make some reductions in those wait times in the next couple of days, today or tomorrow, as the iPhone goes on sale. In fact, about a half hour from now, it goes on sale in Australia. And they told me that there are already hundreds of people in line at the Sydney Mall, the Apple store in Sydney, waiting for their iPhone. Another important highlight is China. Apple returned to growth in China. The Mac was extremely strong, Tim Cook told me, our best quarter in mainland China ever. Services hit an all-time high in China. The iPad grew double digits in China. So in addition to the iPhone, the other businesses are doing very well. So we'll see, but I suspect that China will really love the iPhone 10. That was in response to a question about, well, what about the price? It's $999. It's very expensive. You have a lot of other local, much cheaper alternatives, and he was fairly optimistic about it. I did get in a question about tax reform. We saw that proposal from Republicans where the tax rate is more like 12%. We were thinking it might be closer to 10%. This would have a big impact on Apple given all the cash they have overseas. Luca Maestri told me, we've always been a strong advocate for comprehensive corporate tax reform. It will drive free flow of capital. It'll drive investment in the U.S. It'll drive job creation in the U.S. But obviously, they were waiting to see the details, and they couldn't comment on any specifics. And given all the legislative roadblocks in Washington, sort of indicated that what we see now is certainly not necessarily going to be what we see later. So that is the highlights from my discussion with Tim Cook and Luca Maestri.